Hey YouTube, it's Tams, the Wicked Witch. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am sitting on the floor in the corner. We've turned our dining area of the front room into a little home gym for now, because obviously this indoor situation. And yeah, need to use the weights and things. So my husband's actually working out at the minute, and I've come in here to make my videos. Next door's dog is barking in the garden. My dogs are moaning because they want to go in there and help him and get him the way. There is a sack of potatoes on the floor. I apologise. This is the coolest room of the house and they need to go somewhere. So sack of potatoes and my mountain bike helmet. So apologies, a little bit of a mess. So I promised a couple of people on here, Susie and another lady, that I would do a really quick weight loss spell. And I thought, well, what better time? I'm going to redo it again for myself because obviously we're all stuck indoors. You know, you can't go down the gym, nerves, stress. Yeah, some people don't eat when they get stressed. Personally, I'm a pig most of the time, so when I eat, I start nibbling. And I can't buy a lot of the things because, yeah, we'll just eat them. I've got horrendous sun coming through, sorry, can't do a lot about that. Yeah, so really a bit of a struggle at the minute. So trying to stay focused, trying to keep on top of stuff. Yeah, bit hard. As I say, managed to get the gym situation in the front room. It's not great. A few weights and a bar and some bands and stuff like that, some kettlebells. But you know what? I worked out this morning and I was actually, you know, sweating and out of breath. So yeah, it's doing something, isn't it? So that's all we can do. So before we start, thank you to all the new subscribers that I've gained. Please, all of you, stay safe. Make sure when you go out you're wearing the gloves and the mask. I've been doing it for 3 weeks and getting caned, as you've heard me moaning about in previous videos, but I have noticed now that other people are starting to wear them, so I'm not the idiot, am I? Yeah, stay safe, everybody. You know, it's a really scary time, but you've got to power on through. And yeah, this is a little 5-minute witchy tip. You can alter it about to how you want to do it on weight loss. Now, you aren't just going to lose weight. It's not Harry Potter. This is just a little bit of a boost and it does help. And I've done this before and man, did I lose some weight. I used to renew it every full moon and then I abused it. I took the piss. And what I did was I thought, oh, well, it's working. I can start stuffing and drinking pints of Stella and this, that and the other. And it backfired on me and I ended up gaining so much more than I started with. And that is back times 3, isn't it? For being horrible. I was really like, what's it about it? Really, oh, this is working, so I'm not. No, you have to put in the effort. It's not just going to fall off you, but it does really help, and it helps you to kind of stay focused and things like that. So you can do 2 things. If you've got a dried bay leaf, as I'm sure many witches will have, that one's got a hole in it, let's get a better one. Dried bay leaf. They are in Tesco's, but whether you can actually get, they're in supermarkets, but you know, don't just go out especially for bay leaves if you don't have one, because you could also use just a piece of paper. So bay leaf or a piece of paper, it doesn't matter. And you're going to write what you weigh on it. And then you're going to put a black line through it. And underneath, you're going to write what you want to weigh. Okay? Now, either way, bay leaf or piece of paper, you can either do 2 things after. You can burn into a bowl that won't catch fire, so into a heat-proof bowl you can burn and collect the ash, or you can bury it in your back garden or front garden, or if you don't have a garden, a pot with a plant in it, you can bury it in there. The paper is, this paper's biodegradable as long as you keep it at the edge. At the end of all of this, if it wasn't and it hadn't rotted down, yes, you could go and take it all out and chuck it away, but this is actually biodegradable, you know, paper. Bay leaf obviously will rot away. So you can do the 2 things. You can either bury it in the garden or you can set fire to it. Okay, so you've got 2 options. So this is what you're going to do. Let's just say we're going to do it with the bay leaf rather than me holding the 2. You're going to write either on the paper or the bay leaf your weight you are now. You're going to put a line through it and write the weight that you want to be. You will then sit and hold it and visualize yourself losing the weight. You will think about all the things you're going to do and how it's going to come off you, and you're going to be fit and healthy and the weight's going to come off, and all those good things, all those good intentions you're putting onto this. You are then going to sit it on the side with a crystal of your choice. Okay, so Personally, for me, for this, it will be rose quartz, because rose quartz, obviously, self-esteem, self-love, and it's quartz as well. So it's, you know, a good crystal to use. And I would literally just sit it either on the paper, on the bay leaf, on my altar for the rest of the day. And then I would like to do this on a full moon. You could do it twice. You could do it mid and then full moon. I find that this, I would go out on the full moon and I would do this in the garden. I would just sit in the corner. If you can't go in a garden, then just sit in the room. If you can try and see the moon, let's face it, you can't always because of the clouds, whatever. So if you know, wait till the full moon. If you can see it, brilliant. Doesn't matter if not, just sit quietly, write your weight you are now, put the line through it and write what you want to be. You've already sat your crystal on it, and then on the full moon, you will do the intent again and visualize the weight coming off. You will then set fire with a lighter to the bay leaf over a heat-proof dish or the piece of paper, and you will let the ashes drop in. Okay, you will then put your crystal back on the altar, and you will put the ashes into, once they've cooled down, you will put the ashes into a separate pot and just keep them to one side. If you want to put the bay leaf or the piece of paper into the garden instead of setting fire to it, exactly the same thing what I've just said. You'll just go and bury it into a pot or into the garden, and then put your crystal back on the side. And every full moon, do that and watch the weight come off. You have to still exercise and watch what you're eating. You can't go and eat, well, you can't obviously eat takeaway food because nothing's open in the UK. You've got to try and you've got to help it. It's not just gonna magically all disappear, and you know, we all know how magic works, and that's not how it works. You've got to put in, but this really does help focus. If you want to use different crystals, you can use whatever you want. If you want to use 10 crystals, use what you like. Do you know what I mean? If you want to use some herbs, I find rosemary with something like this is quite a good booster. Garlic around. You could, you know, whilst it's sitting with the crystal, you could put some garlic cloves if you wanted. You could also put a sprinkle of coffee. Now, caffeine obviously speeds up your metabolism. It also speeds things up. So if you want to get this going, obviously we're all in isolation apart from key workers. Poor sods are still having to go out and work. So that's a stressful time for them. So it's likely when we're going to eat crap and not exercise. So yeah, I'm just going to go back through it. You're going to write on your piece of paper or your bay leaf your weight that you are. You're going to put a line through it and put the weight you wish to be, okay? You're then going to sit your crystal of your choice, which for me would be a rose quartz, on it. If you want to sprinkle caffeine around it to boost up your metabolism, you can. If you want to put some rosemary or some garlic around it for certain thing, you can do what you like. Put whatever you want. Sit it on your altar, leave it. Full moon comes, and it's not far off, is it really? It's coming around so quick again. Full moon comes, go out on the full moon. You either light it up as you're visualizing all of the weight coming off, and then keep your ashes in a little container after they've cooled down, obviously heat proof. If you're just going to bury them in the garden, then you do the same piece of paper, you know, visualize and then bury it in the ground. And you just keep going and you watch the weight come off. Don't do what I did and take the piss and just think, oh, it's all coming off now, I'm going to go and eat, you know, 2 bags of Haribos and 6 bars of chocolate, because it won't work, and that's just stupid. But it really does help. It helps. It speeds things up. It really helps. I wished I'd brought in a photo, actually. I wished I'd brought a photo in to show you. You can so see it in my face. I lost 4 stone. 2015 I did this. I run a marathon, a half marathon, 13 mile. Hello Arthur, are you getting involved? Little nosy. It was his birthday the day before yesterday, and his brother's on the bed, Teddy, and it was also my mum's 70th, all on the same day. Yeah, so it's really, really good. Just a quick witchy tip. We've gone over the 5 minutes as usual. I don't think I've managed one yet that was under 5 or 5. Yeah, so yeah, just a little help as we're all on lockdown. We're all stuck in. Do what you can. Make some stuff up in the front room. If you've got them elastic band things, you know, they're fantastic. You can do your weights and all that. Don't stop doing stuff, because, and if you don't know what you're doing, just look on YouTube. I don't really have the area to show you what I'm doing. I'm also not qualified. I'm not you know, obviously I'm not into fitness, a state of me, but I am trying to sort myself out, because where I've had a few issues and that, I've gained hell of a lot. Yeah, I need to lose a lot of weight. So all the good I did before, and this spell really did help, all gone back. If you want to keep your ashes, that where you're, you know, if you want to keep your ashes until the end, and then I would bury them all at the end once you've lost the weight and it's all done, and I would bury it because that's finished. It's not going back on. And you wouldn't bury those ashes at the end when you've collected them after all of the moons, you know, however long it takes. I'd bury them away from the house. And that was something that I did before. I kept the ashes and then I took them away. But you're just burying your bay leaf and your piece of paper, whatever one you're using, in the garden if you don't wish to burn it. So yeah, just some ideas. Arthur's in the video again. Oh, he's going over there. He'll be knocking everything over in a sec. So yeah, stay safe. Hope you like the video. Please give us a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you to everybody that has subscribed. Really appreciate it. I'm going to try and do a lot of videos this week. You know, you're going to have to put up with the root because we're already about 1.5 centimetres of pure grey. Can't get my hair dyed, but you know what? It doesn't matter, does it? I've put some makeup on today. I haven't worn any all week. I thought, no, come on. You know, been out on the mountain bike 6 o'clock in the morning. I live right next to a forest, so we go zooming out. I take the dogs out at 4:30, so I don't see anybody. There's no one about. So the way I feel I can go out again is because I got up at 4:30 and did it. So dogs went out first, then we go out on the mountain bike. So I'm trying to do the mountain bike or a run walk. My husband obviously runs, but where I haven't run in over a year, it's a bit much at the minute. So I'm doing like a run walk and the weights when I come back. Or we're doing the mountain bike, and then in the afternoon we'll do the weights. Yeah, just trying to do what we can. So yeah, thumbs up, please. Give us a subscribe. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you all soon. Take care. See you later.